Okay, so today we're going to do a full review of the Adeptus Astartes Psychic Powers. So these are all the new powers that came out with the Angels of Death Codex. I just bought the cards. The biggest thing to remember is the powers themselves are pretty good, but psychic powers are usually hit or miss, of course. What makes these things really problematic is the Librarius Conclave. Librarius Conclaves are bad enough now with invisibility. I think they're even going to get worse now. You have all these powers, and some of them are actually pretty darn amazing. So there's 4 new schools: Fulmination, Geokinesis, Librarius, and Technomancy. And it comes with a little chart on which chapters can take which powers. Pretty much all the chapters have access to the new powers, not just Space Marines. So it doesn't matter what chapter you play, whether it be Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Grey Knights, or Space Wolves, you have access to the new powers. So I imagine these restrictions here are the ones that were in there before. So let's start with Librarius. Let's go over these things. So here is the Primaris for Emperor's Wrath. The Emperor's Wrath for Librarius. 18-inch range, strength 5, AP 3, assault 1, blast. Again, not a bad little shooting power. Null Zone. Here's one of the big ones, I think. It's a Warp Charge 2, 24-inch range, and all models in target unit suffer a -2 penalty to any invulnerable saves they have. And it's cumulative to other modifiers. So say if something fails the Grim or demons suffer penalties from the Warp Storm table where they get a -1, this would stack with that, but it cannot be made worse than 6-up. So they'll at least get a 6-up invul save no matter what. So this is one of the really good ones, is this Null Zone, if you're playing against certain armies. Me, my Thunderwolf Star, would scream in pain over this power. Psychic Scourge. See, a lot of words here. Basically, this targets an enemy psyker, and the idea is you roll a dice. If you win, tie or win, the target suffers a wound with no saves of any kind, and while this power is in effect, can only successfully harness warp charges on a roll of 6. And if you beat by 3, then they also lose a power. So this is an anti-psyker, and it's only a warp charge 1, and it has a 24-inch range, and it's a malediction, not a witchfire. So this is another really good power. Might of Heroes targets a psyker, has 2 strength, toughness, initiative, and attacks. That could be good. It's only warp charge 1, not a bad power to get. Psychic Fortress. All friendly units with 12-inch of the psyker have Fearless and Adamantium Will, which adds to your Deny the Witch. And a 4-up invul save against Witchfire powers. Yeah, not too bad. Fury of the Ancients, range 20-inch, strength 6, AP 4, assault 1, pinning. It's a beam. Okay, it's a beam. So that's a nice line of 20 inches. And it's a pinning power. Yeah, not too great. Veil of Time. This is another good one. As a blessing that targets the psyker's unit, while this power is in effect, the psyker and his unit can reroll all failed saving throws. This is the power I want for my Thunderwolf Star. Rerolling those 3-up invul saves. I'll take that. So this is basically Fortune for Space Marines. And it's Warp Charge 2, and this is an incredible power. Okay, so let's talk about Geokinesis. Primaris power is Chasm. Again, not a bad power. Warp Charge 2. The psychic power that targets an enemy unit within 18 inches that is not locked in combat. All models must take an immediate danger terrain test with no armor saves. It has no effect on swooping or zooming units. Again, not a bad power. Not a bad power at all. It is 2. So basically that means it'll kill things without an invul save on a 1 for each model. And if you're talking a big unit of orcs or something, this could be pretty good. It's only 18 inches though. Shifting Worldscape. This is the one that's causing everyone to lose their shit. Basically, it comes down to you pick up a piece of terrain and you move it 24 inches, including the models that are in it. There's a big long description. There's a lot of what ifs on it. I'll let these go. I'll just kind of say that this is the power. So it's Warp Charge 3. It is a 6. But this is the one everyone's really losing their shit over. It's right here. I don't think it's a big deal. It's more annoying. I mean, we've had things pick up and move stuff before. But we'll see how it works out over time with facts and stuff, both official and non-official ones. Warp Quake is a Witchfire, 24-inch range. It targets a single ruins, a building or ruins. If you target a building, roll a die. On a roll of 3, the building suffers a glancing hit. On a roll of 4 or 6, it suffers a penetrating hit. Target a piece of ruins terrain, roll a dice for each unit that is even partially within those units. On a 4 or more, that unit suffers D6 strength 6 AP-hits. And are randomly allocated. So this can get things that are hiding in terrain even if you can't see them. It's a 24-inch range, that's not too bad, and it's Warp Charge 1. That's could be very hurtful for certain armies. Phase Form. This is another incredible power. It's a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches while the powers in effect the unit has move through cover. All its weapons ignore cover. In addition, the unit does not need line of sight in order to attack an enemy unit in the shooting phase. This is a great, great power again. It's only Warp Charge 1. So these are ones that, for a shooting army, imagine a unit of Devastators completely hidden within terrain firing out their 4 grav cannons with ignore cover and just completely hidden. So yeah, that's and it's only Warp Charge 1. This is a really good power. Landquake, it's Malediction. Well, let's see, the target moves as they were in difficult terrain. Furthermore, while its powers in effect, the target cannot run, turbo boost, or move flat out. Well, again, not a bad power. It kind of slows you down. Warp Charge 1. Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is a malediction targets a point on the battlefield. Each unit within 6 inches of that point immediately suffers a single Strength 5 AP4 hit with ignores cover. In addition, while the powers in effect all terrain, including open ground, within 6 inches of the point charges as being dangerous terrain. So, again, maybe for some dangerous terrain tests. Not overall not that great. Earthblood. Earthblood is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit or non-vehicle character within 18 inches. Target immediately gains D3 wounds lost early in the battle. While the powers affect the target and all models in their unit have it will not die special roll. So this would be another great power for my Thunderwolves. I could target the Wolf Lord, get a wound back, and then everyone else has it will not die. So this is really good for units of multi-wound models. Fulmination, Primaris Power, Electro Surge, a Witchfire with strength. It's the 18-inch strength 5 AP4 assault 6. Not that great, being only AP4, but you can do some wounds. Fulmination. Let's see, this is number 6. Electro Displacement is a blessing. Targets a non-vehicle. Remove all models in the target unit except for one, then swap the position of the Psyker with that model. And set up all models from the Psyker's unit within 6 inches and the unit coherency of the Psyker, and set up all remainings from the swap models unit within 6 inches. If either unit was locked in combat, the displaced model is now locked in combat with that enemy, and it can, unless it's locked in close combat, cannot charge. So this basically replaces, swaps 2 units around. It's strange it doesn't say friendly units. It just says target a single non-vehicle unit within 24. It sounds to me like it was meant to say friendly unit, but I mean you can just swap places with your opponent's unit. So if it's hiding, you can swap places and now something else can charge them. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Geokinesis. So target a single unit within 18 inches unless the target is zooming, swooping, or is locked in combat. Can immediately make a move up to 18 inches. The unit can move over all other models and trains over open ground. It cannot end its move on top of other models. Consequently, any model that starts or ends this move in difficult terrain must take a dangerous terrain test. The unit cannot charge in the same turn it was moved using this power, and all models in the unit count as having moved in the movement phase. Again, this is another one that says a single unit. So hypothetically, you could target an enemy unit and bring it closer to you. But if they're already, it's only 18 inches range, and you've already moved, this could be good. It's Warp Charge 2. This is really situational. It sounds like a good power, but it's extremely situational, especially only having an 18-inch range. Fist of Lightning. It's a blessing targets a Psyker. Psyker has one to both his strength and attacks. Anytime he hits an enemy in close combat, it suffers 2 additional strength 5 AP-hits. So So you literally have Fist of Lightning. Lightning Arc, 18-inch range, string 5 AP4 assault D6, lethal discharge. After the attack has been resolved against the target, roll a dice for each other enemy unit within 6 inches. On roll 4, suffers D6, string 5 AP4 hits. So it's kind of like the old Tesla roll, where it kind of stacks power, or can arc to other units. And so, charge 2. Again, pretty short range. Electro Pulse. 9-inch, strength 1. It's a Nova power. Nova at range 9 inches, strength 1, assault 1, haywire. So essentially this is designed to hit multiple vehicles with a haywire hit. Electro Shield. It's a blessing targets the Psyker. While the powers infect the Psyker, has a 3+ invulnerable save. Not a bad power, especially since most Librarians do not have access to any sort of invul save, especially when they're on bikes, so this could be very useful. It's only in Warp Charge 1. Okay, so now we get into Technomancy. Subvert Machine, Primaris power. Target a single enemy vehicle within 18 inches. If this power is successfully manifested around, select one of the vehicle's weapons. Do not include bombs, weapons with a one-use, one-shot only that have been shot, and weapons that have been destroyed. Then you and your opponent each roll a die and look at the results. If your opponent rolls higher, nothing happens. If your results are drawn, and that weapon can only fire snapshots for the next turn. And if you roll higher, you can immediately shoot with that weapon at another enemy unit. The weapon fires using the vehicle's ballistic skill, unless it's otherwise stunned. So this is the Primaris power, it's Warp Charge 1. So, a very interesting power. Basically takes over the gun of an enemy vehicle. Very, very interesting. Machine Flints. The focus switch fire that targets a single enemy vehicle unit within 18 inches. The target immediately loses D3 hull points. For each hull points that a vehicle loses, the Psyker inflicts D6 string 4 AP 6 hits with a runic special roll on a single enemy unit within 12 inches of the target vehicle. And you can choose a different target for each hull point lost this way if you wish. So, this could potentially literally kill a vehicle in a single shot before Warp Charge 2, and then do some additional damage to nearby units. This is a pretty decent power. It is the number 6, so you have to roll a 6, and it is Warp Charge 2. So definitely not a bad power. Not overpowered, but not bad. Fury of Mars is a beam with 18-inch strength 1 haywire, another haywire shot. And this one's a beam, so you hit multiple vehicles again. Warp Metal Armor. This armor is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches. This power targets a vehicle, then while it's infected, adds 1 to all armor values. If this targets a non-vehicle unit, while it's affected, it adds 1 to toughness of all the models in the target unit. Now this is an amazing power. If the Psyker is embarked on a transport vehicle, he may still attempt to manifest, but may only target the vehicle he's embarked upon. So, Warp Charge 2, and being able to bump up the toughness of a unit is amazing. Put this on my Thunderwolf star, you're talking toughness 6 Thunderwolves, which now makes him immune to strength 10 instant death. That's incredible. This is just as good, to me, as far as I'm concerned, this is just as good as, what's that one called? The one that I hate when it's used against me. Endurance. So this is just as useful in it as Endurance. Amazing little power. But again, not overpowered, just really good. Reforge. Psykers. Let's see. Targets a single friendly vehicle, then 24. The controlling player may choose vehicle to either recover 1 hull point or repair a weapon, destroyer, or immobilize result. And it will not die while it has powers in effect. So it could get another hull point back. So this is a way to actually fix immobilized, which other repair things cannot. So this is great. Another Warp Charge 1. I can see these, especially the Technomancy, being really useful in battle companies where you have a lot of vehicles. So yeah, that's not a bad power for Warp Charge 1. Machine Curse. The focus switch fire targets a single enemy vehicle. The target model immediately serves D3 strength 1 AP dash hits with the haywire. So again, another chance to literally take out a vehicle with 3 hull points in a single shot. For Warp Charge 1 and same 18 inches. Again, not a bad power. Not overpowered, not bad. And Blessing the Machine, which targets a single friendly vehicle. ignores shaken, crew stunned, and has power machine spirit roll. If it already has a special roll, it instead increases the ballistic skill by 1 while its power is in effect. So, again, another really good power. Not bad for Warp Charge 1. So that is all the new psychic powers. Some of them are really, really good, especially on certain army builds. Like I said, some of these I would love to have on my Thunderwolf Star. Gives them +1, the Warp Metal Armor would give them +1 toughness. Or take fortune and reroll those failed saves. Either one of those powers I would just kill for most of the time. I imagine going up against Wraithnaut and not getting instant killed by it. That would be great. So that's it. That is a very long review of every single one of the new Adeptus Astartes Psychic Powers. I hope you enjoyed this video, and check out my links below, and thanks for watching.